Is it? So we'll go this one then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they black.
Wait, which one? Here? Not quite like that. But yeah, no, I always have
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you. Why is it always you? I am no food that actually has to I'm not going to I'm hungry. It's easily resolved. My value food. Spend some money on food. But I've got yeah, well, actual food. I never know how much.
Somewhere mid.
You can walk around 3 o'clock in the morning. So like, you know, when you feel like yourself, everybody else finds
So can you just edit when you get what you need? Yeah, it's pretty
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Drama Bar. Yay! performance is about an hour and 40 minutes long with a 20-minute interval in between. The fire exits are out the way you came, and please turn off your phones during the performance. But so now, Dramasoc's annual freshers play, Dear Brutus!
Go on, Cody, lead the way.
Yeah, I don't see why I should go first.
The nicest always goes first.
It's a strange house, but I'm the nicest.
It is a strange house.
Don't close the door. I can't see where the switch is. Over here. We must not waste another second. Our minds are made up, I think.
Yes. Now is the time.
Yes, now if at all. It should be. Certainly, and before the men come in.
Well, shouldn't we wait for the men? They're as much in it as we are. Long will be with them. If it is to be done, it should be done now.
Is it quite personal?
Well, of course it's not, but let's do it, Cody.
Yes, let's do it.
Well, Mrs. Bird is doing
Of
it.
course I am. The men aren't coming, are they?
No, your husband is having another glass of port.
I'm sure he is. One of you ring, please. Our meeting.
He richly deserves what he's getting.
He is coming. Don't stand huddled together like conspirators. This is what we are. Ah, Mitzi. I wish this telegram sent.
Very good, Ma. The village post office is closed at 8. If your message is important.
Oh, it is. And you are so clever, matey. I'm sure you can persuade them to oblige you.
I will see to it myself. You can depend on its going.
Thank you. Oh, better read it aloud, matey, just to be sure that you can make it out. Read it aloud.
Mum!
Aloud.
To police station, Great Cumney. Send officer first thing tomorrow morning to arrest matey, butler, for theft of rings?
Yes, that is quite right, actually.
Mum! My lady!
Should we not say how many wings?
Yes, put in the number of rings, matey.
May I tear up the telegram, Mum?
Certainly not.
I always knew this man was the culprit. I have never mistaken your faces. And you have ward arrows all over yours, matey.
It is deeply regretted.
I'm sure it is.
Well, we may as well tell him now that it is not our wings we're so worried about, matey. They've simply been a means to an end.
Precisely. In other words, this telegram is sent
Unless you can tell us instantly what peculiarity it is that all we ladies have in common.
Well, not only the ladies, all the guests in this house.
we have been here a week. And we found out that when Lob invited us, he knew so little that we begin to wonder why it is that he brought us here. And now, from words that he's let drop, we understand that he brought us here because of something he thinks we have in common.
But he won't say what that something is.
Yes, and one person knows two people could be unalike. One does.
And we can't sleep at night, matey, for wondering what this something is.
But we are sure that you know, and if you don't tell us, jail.
I don't know what you mean, ladies.
Oh, yes, you do.
You must admit that your master's a very strange person.
He is a little odd, Ma'am. That is why everyone calls him Lob and not Mr. Lob.
He is so odd that it's got on my nerves that we've been invited here for some sort of horrid experiment. And the looks on your face, you thought so too.
No, Miss you shouldn't have come, ladies. You didn't ought to have come.
Shouldn't have come now, my man. What do you mean by that?
Nothing, my lady. I just mean, why did you come? If you're the kind he thinks.
The kind he thinks.
What kind does he think? Now I'm getting at it.
I haven't a notion, ma'am.
So it is not necessarily our virtue Lob is interested in.
No, my lady. Oh no, my lady.
Yet, you know, he's rather lovable.
He is the most lovable old devil. I beg your pardon.
You scarcely need to, for in a way, it's true. I've seen him out there among his flowers, talking to them, coaxing them, petting them, till they simply had to grow.
Certainly is a divine garden.
And how lovely it is in the moonlight. Roses and roses all the way.
It's like a hat I once had when I was young.
You know, I do believe that Lob is such an amazing gardener. He could even grow a hat.
Yes, he is a wonderful gardener, but is that quite nice at his age? What age is he, man?
He won't tell, my lady. I think he is afraid the police would step in if they knew how old he is. They do say in the village they remember him 70 years ago, and looking just as he does today.
Ridiculous.
Of course, but there are his razors.
Razors!
You won't know about razors, my lady. Not being married. As yet. Excuse me. But a married lady can tell a man's age by the number of his razors. If you saw his razors, there is a little world of them. From patents of the present day back to implements so horrible, you can picture him with them in his hand, scraping his way through the ages.
Yours was, to an extent. Was he ever married?
He is quite forgotten, my lady. How long ago is it since Merry England?
Why do you ask? Merry England. I think that was in Queen Elizabeth's time, wasn't it?
He says that he is all that is left of Merry England, that little man.
Lob. I think there's a famous cricketer called Lob.
No, wasn't there a Lob in Shakespeare? And of course, I'm thinking of Robin Goodfellow.
The names are so alike. Oh, Robin Goodfellow was Puck. Well, he's certainly rather like what Puck might have grown into if he'd forgotten to die. And by the way, I remember now he calls his flowers by the old Elizabethan names.
He always calls Nightingale Philomel, miss, if that is of any help.
None whatever. Tell me, did he ask you all specifically for Midsummer Week?
He would.
What do you mean?
He always likes them to be here on Midsummer Night, Mum.
No. Who?
Them who have that in common.
What?
I don't know.
I hope you're all nice, ladies. We don't know each other very well. Does anything strange happen at these times?
I don't know.
Why, I believe this is Midsummer's Eve.
Yes, it is, miss. The villagers know it. They're all in their houses tonight, with the doors barred.
Because of him.
He frightens them. There are stories.
What alarms them? Tell us, or...
I know nothing for certain, ma'am. I have never done it myself. He has wanted me to, but I wouldn't.
Done what?
Oh, don't ask me. Have mercy on me, ma'am. I am not bad naturally. It was just going into domestic service it did for me. The accident of being flung among bad companions. It's touch and go how the poor turn out in this world. It all depends on your taking the right or wrong turning.
I dare say that is true.
When I was young, I was offered a clerkship in the city. If I had taken it, there wouldn't be a more honest man alive today. I would give the world to begin over again.
It is very sad, Mrs. Starr.
I'm sorry for him. Still...
What do you say, my lady?
Oh, as you ask me, I should certainly stay jail.
If you'll say no more about this, I will give you a tip that is worth it.
Ah, now you're talking.
Don't listen to him.
You are the one that is hardest on me.
Yes, I flatter myself I am.
You might take a wrong turning yourself, my lady.
I? How dare you! The men are rising.
Very well, matey. We agree. If the tip is good enough.
You will regret this.
I think not, my lady. It is this. I wouldn't go out tonight if he asks you. Go into the garden if you like. The garden is all right, but I wouldn't go farther. Not tonight.
He never proposes to us to be a father. Why should he tonight?
I don't know, miss, but don't any of you go. Except for you, my lady. I should like for you to go.
Oh, hello.
Shall I?
You should have sent that telegram off. You are sure you have told us all you know, matey?
Yes, miss. Above all, ladies, I wouldn't go into the wood.
The wood? Why, there's no wood for a dozen miles of here.
No, but all the same, I wouldn't go into it, ladies. Not if I was you.
Standing still, lady. Pray. Be seated.
You naughty. It's quite a flirtation, isn't it? Ah, Mr. Purdy. Is my husband still sampling the port?
Do you know, I believe he is. Do the ladies like our proposal code? I have not thought of it yet. The fact is, I'm afraid it may tire my wife too much. Do you feel a bit of exertion tonight, Cody? Or is your foot been troubling you?
I have been resting at Cody.
There. Is that more comfortable? Presently, dear, if you're agreeable, we're all going out for a walk.
The garden's all right.
Ah, but it is not to be the garden. We are going further afield. I have an adventure for tonight. Get thick shoes and a wrap, Mrs. Durf, all of you.
Where do you propose to take us?
To find a mysterious wood.
Are you being funny, Mr. Purdy? You know very well there's not a wood here for miles around. You said so yourself that this is the one blot on the landscape.
Ah, on ordinary occasions. But alas, point out, Miss Joanna, that this is Midsummer Eve. Tell them what you told us, love.
It's all nonsense, of course. Just foolish talk of the villagers. They say that on Midsummer's Eve there's a strange wood in this part of the country.
Where? Now, you see, that is one of its most charming features. It is never twice in the same place, apparently. It has been seen on different parts of the Downs and are more common. Once it was close to Radley village, and another about a mile from sea. Oh, a sporting wood.
And Love is anxious to go and find this wood.
Not he. Love is the only skeptic in the house. Says it's all rubbish, or be silly if we go. But we believe, eh, Purdy? Rather.
Just wasting away the evening. Let's have a round game of cards here instead.
No, sir. I'm going to find the wood.
Well, what is the good of it when it's found?
Well, we shall wander in it, deliciously, listening to a new sort of bird called the philomel.
Shall we keep together, Mr. Purdy?
No, we must hunt in pairs.
Well, I think it'll be rather exciting. Come on, Mrs. Carriage, I'll lace up your boots for you. I'm sure your poor foot will carry you nicely.
Miss Trout, wait a moment. Look, does this mysterious wood have any special qualities?
There's no one. You've never seen it. Not I. Don't believe in it.
Have any of the villagers ever been in it?
So it is said. So it is said.
And what were their experiences?
Well, that isn't known. They never came back.
Never came back.
Absurd, of course. You see, in the morning, the wood was gone. And so they were gone too.
I don't think I like this wood.
Certainly is Midsummer Eve.
Of course, if you ladies are against it, we'll drop the idea. It was only a bit of fun.
Yes, let's give it up. To please, Lord.
All right, Lob, what about that round game of cards?
I wanted you to go. Oh, I had my heart set on you going. It is the thing that I wanted, and it is not good for me to not get the thing that I want.
Good gracious, he's wanted it all the time. You wicked Lord.
Now you see there is something in it.
Nonsense, Durf. It was only a joke.
Oh, don't cry, Lovey. No, nobody loves me, and I need to be loved.
Yes, we love you. Yes, love, dear love. Oh gosh, here, dry his eyes, my own handkerchief.
Don't pamper him. I need to be pampered.
Funny little man. Let us go at once and look for this wood.
Yes. Freezing cloaks, hats forward. Come on, Lady Caroline, just to show that you're not afraid of matey.
Poor bruised one. It was I who hurt you. Lie there. Pretty. Let me see where you have a pain. You fell on your head. Is this the place? Love makes it better. Are you naughty? You were never hurt at all. Sweetheart, don't worry, you're prettier than ever. You were too tall. How beautiful you smell. Now that you are small. Drink. You know you're hacky again. The little rascal smiles. Oh, smile, please. Oh, you love, and love loves you.
What did you say to them, love?
I was saying, 2's a company, 3's none.
That man, he suspects.
Oh, my dear. No one minds love, my dear.
Yes, but he saw you kiss my hand, Jack. If Mabel were to suspect.
Well, there's nothing for her to suspect.
Wait, who that isn't in there? Jack, I'm not doing anything wrong, am I? Mabel is your wife, Jack. And I should so hate myself if I did anything that was disloyal to her.
Oh, but these eyes could never be disloyal, oh lady of the nut brown eyes. This is fabulous of you, Joanna. Why are you so smart?
All I want is to help her and you.
Oh, I know, my dear. How well I know.
I'm very fond of Mabel, Jack, and I should like to be the best friend she has in the world.
Yes, well, I dare say you are, darling. I'll wager no woman ever had a better friend.
And yet, I don't think that she likes me, and I wonder why.
It's just that Mabel doesn't understand. I mean, nothing could make me say a word against my wife. But...
And I wouldn't listen to you if you did.
Oh, that's very kind of you, dear, but Mabel is a cold nature and she doesn't understand.
But she doesn't appreciate your finer qualities.
Well, that's it, I suppose. But then again, I am difficult. I've always thought, Joanna, that I was rather like a flower that has never had the sun to shine on it, nor the rain to water it.
Oh, you break my heart.
Yes, I suppose there never was a lonelier man than I walking the earth today.
Oh, that is so mournful.
But you see, it's the thought of you that sustains me, elevates me. You shine above me like a star.
No, I wish I was wonderful, but I'm not.
You have made me a better man, Joanna.
Well, I'm proud to think that.
You've made me kinder to Mabel.
I'm sure you're always kind to Mabel.
Well, yes, I like to think so, but you see, now I think of special little ways of giving pleasure. That never to be forgotten day we first met, you and I.
That tragic, lovely day, by the way, Jack.
Do you know how in gratitude I spent the rest of that day?
Tell me.
I read to Mabel aloud for an hour. I did it out of kindness to her because I'd met you.
That was dear of you.
Do you remember the first time? My arms, your waist. You're so fluid, Joanna. Why are you so fluid?
Well, I can't help it.
I gave her a ruby bracelet for that.
That was a gem. You've given that lucky woman many lovely things.
Oh, it's my invariable custom to go off and buy Mabel something nice whenever you have become nice to me. But those new earrings of hers are in memory of the first time you called me Jack. That bikini gown, the one with the beads, was because you let me kiss you.
Well, I didn't exactly let you.
No. But you have such a dear way of giving in.
Jack, she hasn't worn that gown of late.
No, not the jewels. I think she has some sort of idea now that whenever I give her something pleasant, it's because you've become sympathetic to me. She's rather a suspicious nature, Mabel, and she never used to have it. I wonder why. I wonder why.
Who was that? Was that someone in the garden?
There's no one there now.
Oh, yes, but Jack, if it was Mabel, she will think that you were kissing me.
And so what if I was?
Oh, excuse me, Jack, but please wait a moment before you kiss her again. Excuse me, Joanna. I do not want the others to see you. They may not know how noble you are, Jack. You can go on now.
Oh, how extraordinary and contemptible. Mabel,
Would you call me Joanna?
I insist on an explanation. What were you doing in the garden?
I was looking for something I had lost.
Anything important?
Oh, I used to fancy it, dear. It is my husband's love. You don't happen to have picked it up, Joanna. It's so when you don't say great store by it, I should like it back. The pieces, I mean.
Mabel, I will not be talked to in that way to imply that I and your husband, oh, for shame.
Okay. Yes, Mabel, yes. I must say I'm rather disappointed in you. I quite understood that you had gone upstairs to get your coat.
Poor old Jack. A woman like that.
I will forgive you in the morning, but Mabel, you'll be sorry for this afterwards.
Not a word against her, Mabel. If you knew how nobly she had spoken of you.
Well, she does know because she's been listening.
I must be honest with you, Mabel. It isn't manly way. If you wish it, I shall always be true to you in word and deed, and blah, blah, blah. It is your right. But I cannot pretend that Joanna is not the one woman in the world for me. Had we met earlier, well, it's kismet, I suppose.
Too late, too late.
Suppose you never knew what true love was till you met her, Jack.
You force me to say it. We have not a thought of variance. We are one, rather than two.
Yes, and that's the one. I'm so sorry to have marred your lives.
Oh, no, look, if there's blame, all right, the blame is mine. She's as spotless as the driven snow. The moment I mentioned love to her, she told me to desist.
Not she.
So you were listening. Mabel, don't you see how splendid he is?
Not quite, Joanna.
Jack, how lovely of you to take that all upon yourself.
Oh, it's the man's privilege.
Mabel has such a horrid way of seeming to put people in the wrong.
Have you noticed that? It's not an enviable quality.
I don't think I care to go out now, Jack. She has spoiled it. She's taken all the innocence out of it.
Oh, we must be brave and not mind her. Oh, Joanna, had we but met in time. To be battered forever just because I once took the wrong turning. It isn't fair.
The wrong turn. Now, who was saying that a moment ago about himself? Why, it was Matey.
God, is that her again? It's too bad. Oh, it's you, Mrs. Durst.
Yes, it is, but thank you for telling me, Mr. Purdy. I don't intrude, do I?
No, why should you?
No, we were just, we wanted to start on the walk, and we couldn't think what's become of the others. We were just looking for them. I haven't seen them, have you?
Well, do go on looking. Under that flower pot might be a good place to start. No, it's my husband I'm in search of.
Oh, shall I rout him out for you?
Too unutterably kind of you, Mr. Purdy. I hate to trouble you, but it would be the sort of service that one never forgets.
I do believe you're chafing me.
No, I'm incapable of that.
That's fine. In that case, I won't be a moment.
Oh, Joanna and I will await your return with ill-conceited impatience.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I dare say I am.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry, I thought I heard you say that hateful dirt woman come and butting in where she's not wanted.
Well, you certainly have good ears.
Yes, they have often been applied.
Oh, by the painters for whom you once sat when you were an artist model.
So that's leaked out, has it?
I should not have said that.
Do you think I care whether you know or not?
I'm sure you don't, but still, it was cattish of me.
It was.
Well, I don't see it.
Ah, I'm uncommonly flattered, Alice, to hear that you have sent for me. It takes me quite aback.
It isn't your company I want, well.
Oh, I felt that Purdy must have delivered your message wrongly.
I want you to come with us tonight on this mysterious walk and keep an eye on the log.
What is a lot? Oh, surely not.
I can't make the man out. Tell me, do you think when he invited us here that it was you or me that he specifically wanted?
Oh, you. Made no bones about it. Said there was something about him that made him want uncommonly to have you down.
Well, try to remember this. Did he ask us for any particular time?
Yes, he was particular about it being midsummer week.
Yes, somewhat weak, I thought so. Did he say what it was in particular that made him want to have me here in Midsummer Week?
No, but I presumed it must be your fascination. Alice.
Just so. Well, I want you to come with us and keep an eye on him.
Crack in my eye, Tom. Spy on my post, and such a harmless little chap, too. Excuse me, Alice, besides, I have an engagement.
An engagement? With the, port decanter, I presume?
A good guess, but wrong. Port decanter is now but an empty shell. Still, how you know me, my engagement is with a quiet cigar in garden.
Your hand is so unsteady you won't be able to light the match.
I shall just manage.
Ooh, a nice hat for an artist.
One would scarcely call me an artist nowadays.
Not so far as any work is concerned.
Not so far as having any more pretty dreams to paint is concerned. Wonder why I have become such a waster, Alice.
Suppose it was always in you.
I suppose so. And yet, I was rather a good sort in the days when I was courting you.
I thought so too. Unlucky days for me, as it's turned out.
Oh, yes, bad job for you. I didn't know I was wrong at the time. Oh, I thought quite well of myself. A vast deal more of you. Crack in my eye, Tommy. How I used to leap out of bed at 6 a.m. all agog to be at my easel. Blood ran through my veins. And now, I am middle-aged and done. Funny. Don't know how it's come about. Nor has made the music mute. When did you begin to despise me, Alice?
When I got to know you really well. Long time ago.
Yes, I think that is true. It was a long time ago. And before I had begun to despise myself. You will grant that, won't you? That I did try for a bit to fight on. You had cared for me. I wouldn't have come to this, surely.
Found you didn't care for you and I wasn't hypocrite enough to pretend I did. It was blunt. Used to admire my bluntness.
Oh, the bluntness of you! The adorable wildness of you, you untamed thing! There were never any shades in you, Alice. Kiss or kill. That was your motto. I knew from the first moment I saw you, you would either love me or knife me.
Didn't knife you.
No. Suppose that was where you made the mistake. It's hard on you, old lady.
I suppose it's too late to try and patch things up.
Let's be honest, well, it is far too late.
Perhaps if we had children, it's a pity.
A blessing, I should think, seeing what sort of a father they would have had.
I dare say you're right. Well, Alice, I know it is somehow my fault. I am sorry for you.
I'm sorry for myself. Hadn't I married you, what a different woman I could have been. What a fool I was.
Yes, 3 things they say come not back to men nor spoken word, past life, and the neglected opportunity. Wonder if we'd make any more of Malice if they ever did come back to us.
You wouldn't.
I guess you're right.
But I.
Oh, yes, what a boon for you. I hope it's not Freddie Finch Fallon you put in my place. I know he is following you about again.
He followed me about, as you so kindly put it, before I met you. I don't know why I quarrelled with him.
Your heart told you he was no good, Alice.
My heart told me that you was. It's not been much service to me, my heart.
The Honourable Freddie Finch Fallow is a rotter.
You certainly are an authority on the subject.
You have me there. After which brief but pleasant little conjugal chat, he pursued his dishonoured way into the garden.
Here they are. Are you ready, dear lady? Are you not coming with us by Winchester?
Alas, I am unavoidably detained. You will find me in the garden when you come back.
Well, if we ever do come back.
Besides, Alice, should we never meet again, fare thee well. Hardy, if you find a tree of knowledge in the wood, bring me back an apple.
I promise.
Come quickly. Macy mustn't see me.
Macy, what difference would that make?
You would send me off to bed. It's past my time.
You know, old fellow, make it rather difficult for us to embark on this adventure of an eerie spirit.
Well, I'm for the garden.
How now, Death?
What is it we get in that wood, Bob?
Come on.
Tell us first.
They say that in the wood, you get what nearly everybody here is longing for. Second chance.
So that is what we all have in common.
I've often said to you, Trody, that if I have a second chance, I might be a useful man instead of a nice old lazy one.
The second chance. Come on!
Yeah, I mean to the woods. Okay. To the woods. There we go. Okay.
Anyone ready to risk it?
Well, of course, I mean, there's nothing in it.
Of course. Going out, Birdie?
Second chance.
I shall be back in a moment. Probably.
Oh, he does not return. It's horrible.
Mabel?
Oh, you'll have to go now too, Mr. Purdy. Second chance. Wait, is he dead? There you go. You'll catch him if you go. One would like to know. Cody.
It is past your time, sir. Say good night to the ladies and come along.
Katie, look.
It's true.
Yes, but I wasn't sure.
Thank you, everyone. We will now have a 20-minute interval. If we can kindly ask you to all leave. Pearson will call you back in when the acts is ready. Thank you.
I'm not going to throw my glove in.
Can I take that?
We got to set up.
I know, you know why.
Okay, I'm gonna absolutely Tomo.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to. Oh no, do you know what? I'm gonna stick you down to fuck today because if you have to rip it, you have to rip it in your head.
Yeah, that's Carol.
Yeah. I'm gonna just properly stick it down today. If someone has to rip it, he has to rip it, doesn't it?
What is the trick? I smashed 2 plus.
Well done to picking it up. Because I was worried that James would.
Yeah, both of them are now smashed. David. Happy?
We're gonna separate.
Yes, of course. That was an impressive mortality rate of plants. I did smash both of them and I noticed that.
Mortality rate.
I just knocked them over and they went smash on the spot.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Just checking, do you have that
Just during the
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, no, we don't use it during activities. So.
Watch the shares.
Whoa.
It's very good to me.
Go wrong.
That is a bit of one.
Yeah.
It's very Mrs. Gregson.
And how's it looking? It's more wood on the bottom. Yeah. Kneeling on the middle and it went.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. It doesn't. Wow, choo choo.
I did see the put on.
It's really going.
Wow.
Yeah.
I should see.
I'm lucky enough to not get rid of that. No, you can keep that one. That can be your lucky break getting picked out.
Great recording. As always.
I'm really in your life.
What do you say I am, Caroline?
My own one. Don't you think it would be fun if we were to write poems about each other and pin them on the tree trunks?
Poems? I never knew a lass for such high-flown language.
Your lass, dearest. Jim's lass.
And don't you forget it.
What would you do if I were to forget it, you great bear?
Take a stick to you.
Oh, I love when you talk like that. It's so well. I always knew it was a master I needed.
It is what you all
It
need.
is, you knowing witch.
Listen, Caroline. This is what gets the ladies.
It is. How much have you made this week, you wonderful man?
200 or so, that's all. Just another 200 or so.
Listen to him, my darling feta. Kiss my feta, Jim.
Oh, please wait till I light this cigar.
Oh, but let me hold the match.
Oh, of course. Tidy looking petite corona this. There was a time when one of this sort would have run away with 2 days of my screw.
Oh, how I would to love have known you when you were poor. Fancy you being a clerk.
We will have our beginnings, Caroline. But it wouldn't have mattered how I began. I should have risen to the top just the same. I am a climber, and there are nails in my boots for those parties beneath me. Boots! Tell you, had I have been a bootmaker, I should have been the first bootmaker in London.
Oh, I'm sure you would. And they would have been the best boots.
Very good, Caroline. That is the neatest thing I've heard you say, but it is getting late and well. We'd best be heading back to our Rolls Royce.
Oh, I do hope the ground wasn't damp.
It doesn't matter if it was. Who is this mournful party?
I wonder, sir, if you've happened to have seen my husband. I've lost him in the woods.
We are strangers in these parts ourselves, Mrs. Have we passed anyone, Caroline?
Should we have noticed them? Could it be that old gent over there?
Oh, no, my husband is quite young.
Caroline, could you not do that with anyone else, please? Well, he seems a merry old cock. Good evening to you, sir. Have you seen a lone man wandering about the wood and looking for his wife?
Oh, I can't say that I have.
Oh, well, he isn't necessarily looking for me. There may be a young lady with him. And what do you mean by that?
Oh, if you like that better.
Now, your manners, Caroline.
Would he be singing or dancing?
No, or at least I hope not.
Hope not. Odd. If he's doing neither, I'm not likely to notice him. But what name shall I say?
Purdy, I am Mrs. Purdy.
I will try to keep a lookout, but I'm rather occupied at present.
Well, I'm sorry to have troubled you. I see him now.
And is he alone? Oh, I see from your face he's not.
Oh, now. No awkward questions, Caroline. Good evening to you, miss. And I do hope you get him to go along with you quietly. Look at that old codger dancing!
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. I'm down in my mind. I'm in the road.
No, and no. I don't know you nearly well enough for that. Besides, what would your wife say? I shall begin to think you're a very dreadful man, Mr. Purdy.
Well, surely you might begin to call me Jack by this time.
Perhaps, if you're very good, Jack.
God, if only Joanna were more like you.
Like me. You mean her face. It is, well, it's not precisely pretty. It's a good face. I'm glad you've got such a dependable little wife, Jack.
Thanks.
What would Joanna have said if she had seen you just now?
Oh, darling. A wife should be incapable of jealousy.
Joanna jealous, but has she any reason? Jack, tell me, who is this woman?
Shall I, Mabel? Shall I?
Well, I can't think of who she is. Have I ever seen her?
Every time you look in a mirror.
How odd, Jack, that can't be. When I look in a mirror, I see only myself.
How adorably innocent you are, Mabel. Joanna would have guessed at once.
Not that.
Oh, shall I tell you now?
Well, I don't know, I'm not sure. Jack, try not to say it, but if you feel you must, say it in such a way it would not hurt the feelings of Joanna if she happened to be passing by, as she nearly always is.
Well, I would rather not say it at all than say it that way. I don't know if you've noticed, Mabel, but I'm not like other men. All my life, I've been a soul that has had to walk alone. Ever since I was a child, I had no hope to be any different. I distinctly remember when I was 6, thinking how unlike other children I was. From 12, I suffered from a terrible case of self-deprecation. I do so still. I suppose there never was a lonelier man than I walking the earth today.
Jack, you who are so universally admired.
Well, that doesn't help.
Oh.
I remain my own judge. I'm afraid I'm a dark spirit, Mabel. Yes, yes, my dear. Let me leave nothing untold, wherever it may damage me in your eyes. Your eyes. You know, I cannot remember a time when I did not picture love as some all-consuming passion. I visualized it, Mabel, as perhaps few have done, as the all-abounding joy that could come to others, but never to me. I expected too much of women. That has been my tragedy.
But then you met Joanna.
Then I met Joanna. Yes, foolishly as
Jesus.
now I see. Oh, I should have known that she would not understand the little things I sometimes said to her. Well, I mean, I suppose a man was never placed in such a position before. What was I to do? Remember, I was so certain that the ideal love could never come to me. At any rate, I was convinced that my soul must walk alone.
And so you married her?
And so I married her.
Out of pity?
Well, I felt it was a man's part. I was such a child in worldly matters that it was pleasant to me to have the right to pay a woman's bills. I won't lie, I enjoyed seeing her garments lying about on my chairs. But in time, even that exultation wore off. But I wasn't unhappy, you see. I was always so certain that no woman could ever plumb the well of my emotions.
Then you met me.
And I met you.
Well, too late, forever, forever, never. They're the saddest words in the English tongue.
Okay. Well, you see, at the time I thought a sadder word still was Joanna.
Jack, what was it you saw in me that made you love me?
Well, I think it was the feeling that you're so like myself.
Have you noticed that, Jack? Sometimes it almost terrifies me.
Yes, darling, we are not two, but one. I mean, your hair.
Joanna knows you admire it. And for weeks she did hers in the same way.
I never noticed.
Well, that was why she gave it up. Besides, I can't think of a good way of doing dear Joanna's hair. What's that you're muttering to yourself, Jack? Don't keep anything from me.
It's a small poem I have written. It's in 2 words. Mabel Purdy. Say it to me, Mabel. Say Mabel Purdy to me.
Can't keep his mind on nothing there. He'll change the world for a good thing. He's fine. If she is bad, he can see. She can do no wrong. Turn back on his best friend if he put her down.
Ignore them, Margaret.
Teddy, Teddy, I have won. Here is the place. Cracking my eye, Tommy.
Yes, that is the tree under which I sucked my easel last night. Oh, and behold, the blessed moon behaving more gorgeously than ever. I am sorry to have kept you waiting, old moon, but you ought to know by now how time passes. Now, keep still while I hand you down to posterity.
Daddy,
Margaret, I'm
Daddy,
being painted.
Daddy,
You'll give
but
me
I
a
want,
moment.
Daddy, but I want to have. Daddy.
Margaret, off, please. Thank you.
The moon is rather pale tonight, isn't she?
Comes of keeping late hours.
Daddy, watch me. Look at me. Please, sweet moon, a pleasant expression. No, no, not as if you were sitting for it. That is too professional. That is better. Thank you. Now keep it. That's the sort of thing you say to them, Dad.
I oughtn't to have kept you out so late. You should be tucked up in your cosy bed at home,
With the pillow anyhow.
except in its proper
And the
place,
sheet over my face.
where it oughtn't to be,
And Daddy tiptoeing in to take it off.
which is more than you deserve.
And why does he stand so long at the door? And before he's gone, she bursts out laughing, for she has been awake all the time.
That's about it. What a life. But I wouldn't have brought you here. You best have the sheet over you when the moon is about. Moonlight is bad for little daughters.
I can't sleep when the moon's at the full. She keeps calling to me to get up. Perhaps I'm her daughter too.
Yes, you look it tonight.
Do I? Then can't you paint me into the picture as well as Mama? You could call it a mother and daughter, or simply 2 ladies, if the moon thinks that calling me her daughter would make her seem too old.
O matre pulchra filia pulchorio. That means, O moon, more beautiful than any halfpenny, twopenny daughter.
Daddy, do you really prefer her?
Shush, she's not a patch on you. Sort of thing we say to our sitters to keep them in good humour. I wish to heaven, Margaret, we were not both so fond of apple tart. And what is this?
It's a tear.
I should think it is a tear.
That boy at the farm did it. He kept calling snubs after me, but I got him down and I kicked him in the stomach. He is rather a jolly boy.
He sounds it. Oh, ye gods. What a night.
What a moon. Dad, she is not quite so fine as that.
Shush, I've touched her up.
Dad. Dad. What a funny man. Hold me tight, Daddy. I'm frightened. I think they want to take you away from me.
Ooh, gosling?
I don't know. It's too lovely, Daddy. I won't be able to keep hold of it.
What is?
The world. Everything. And you, Dad, most of all. Things that are too beautiful can't last.
Now, how did you find that out?
I don't know. Daddy, am I sometimes stranger than other people's daughters?
More of a madcap, perhaps.
Do you think I'm sometimes too full of gladness?
My sweetheart, you do sometimes run over with it.
To be very gay, dearest dear, is so near to being very sad.
How did you find that out, child?
I don't know. There's something in me that's afraid. Daddy, what is a might have been?
Might have been. They're ghosts, Margaret. I dare say I might have been a great swell of pain, instead of just this uncommonly happy nobody. Or again, I might have been a worthless, idle waster of a fellow.
You.
Who knows? Some little kink in me might have set me off on the wrong road. And that poor soul I might so easily have been might have had no Margaret. My word, I am sorry for him.
So am I. The poor old Daddy, wandering about the world. Without me.
And there are other mighties, lovely ones, but intangible. Shades, Margaret, made of sad folks' thoughts.
I'm so glad I am not ashamed. How awful it would be, Dad, to wake up and find one wasn't alive.
It would, dear.
Daddy, wouldn't it be awful? I think men need daughters.
They do.
Especially artists.
Yes, especially artists.
Especially artists.
Especially artists.
Fame is not everything.
Oh, fame is rot. Daughters are the thing.
Daughters are the thing.
Daughters are the thing.
I wonder if sons would be even nicer.
Oh, not a patch on daughters. The awful thing about sons is that never, at least from the moment they turn 10, can you tell them you rather like them. By the time they go to school, you can't even take them upon one knee. Sons are not worth having, Margaret. Signed, W. Duff.
But if you were a mother, Dad, I dare say he would let you do it.
You think so?
I mean, when no one was looking. Sons are not so bad. Signed, M. Duff. But I'm glad you prefer daughters. At what age are we nicest, Daddy? Daddy, at what age are we nicest? At what age are we nicest, Daddy? Daddy!
Oh, gods. That is a poser. I think you were nicest when you were 2, and you knew your alphabet up to G, but you fell over at H. Or when you were half past 3, or just before you struck 6. Or in the mumps year when I asked you in the early morning how you were, and you said solemnly, I haven't tried yet.
Did I?
Such was your answer. But I'm not sure that chickenpox doesn't beat mumps. Oh Lord, I'm all wrong. The nicest time in the father's life is the year before she puts up her hair.
I suppose that is a splendid time. But there's a nicer year coming to you, Daddy. There is a nicer year coming to you.
Is there, darling?
Daddy, the year she does put up her hair.
Puts it up forever? You know, I'm afraid when that day comes, I shan't be able to handle it. You're too excited. My poor heart, Margaret.
No, no, no. It will be lucky for you, for it isn't to be a bit like that. I am to be a girl and woman day about for the first year, and you will never know which I am until you look at my hair. And even then you won't know. For if it is down, I shall put it up. And if it is up, I shall put it down. And so my daddy will gradually get used to the idea.
I see you have been thinking it out.
I've been doing more than that. Shut your eyes, Dad, and I shall give you a glimpse into the future.
I don't know that I want that, Margaret. The present is so good.
Shut your eyes, please.
No, Margaret.
Please, Daddy.
Oh, no, all right. They are shut.
Don't open until I tell you. What finger is that?
Gross. Margaret, dirty one. What is that on your hand?
Daddy, now I am putting up my hair. It is such a darling of a mirror I've got, Dad. Dad, don't look. I shall tell you about it. It is a little pool of water. Oh, I wish we could take it home and hang it up. Of course, when my hair is up, there will be other changes also. For instance, I shall talk quite differently.
Oh, where are my matches, dear?
Top pocket, waistcoat.
You were meaning to frighten me just now.
No, I am just preparing you. You see, darling, I can't call you Dad when my hair is up. I think I shall call you Parent.
Ugh.
Parent, dear, do you remember the days when your Margaret was a slip of a girl and used to sit on your knee? How foolish we were, Parent, in those distant days.
Shut up, Margaret.
Now I am more distant to you. More like a boy who could not sit on your knee anymore.
Look here, Margaret, I want to go on painting. Shall I open them now?
I'm not sure whether I want you to. It makes such a difference. Even the pool is looking a little scared. What do you think? Will I do?
Stand still, dear, and let me look my fill. Margaret that is to be.
You've seen me often enough, Dad, like this. You don't need to look your fill. You're looking as if this were to be the only time.
Was I? Surely it isn't to be that.
Oh, be gay, Dad. You'll be sick of Margaret with her hair up before you are done with her.
I expect so.
Daddy, I know what you are thinking. You are thinking of what a handful she is going to be.
I guess she is.
Now you're thinking about my being in love someday.
Rot.
I won't, you know. No, never. Oh, I have quite decided, so don't be afraid. Will you hate him at first, Daddy? Daddy, will you hate him? Will you hate him at first, Daddy?
Who?
Well, if there was.
If there was what, darling?
You know the kind of thing I mean, quite well. Would you hate him?
I should hope not. I should want to strangle him, but I wouldn't hate him.
Well, I would. That is to say, if I liked him.
If you liked him, how could you hate him?
For daring.
Daring what?
You know. But of course, I shall have no say in the matter. You will do it all. You do everything for me.
I can't help it.
You will even write my love letters, if I ever have any to write, which I won't.
Only to goodness, Margaret, I will leave you alone to do that.
Not you. So sure you could do it better yourself. You will try, but you won't be able.
I want you, you see, to do everything exquisitely. I do wish I could leave you to do things a little more for yourself. I suppose it's owing to my having had to be father and mother both. I knew practically nothing about bringing up children, and of course I can trust you to a nurse.
Oh, not you. That's not your nature. So that's you all over, Dad. Dad, do you remember when you taught me to balance a biscuit on the end of my nose like a puppy?
Did I?
You called me Rover.
I deny that.
And when you said, snap, I caught the biscuit in my mouth.
Horrible.
I tell you, I can do it still. Here is the last of my supper. Say snap, Daddy.
Not I.
Say snap, please.
I refuse.
Please, Daddy.
Zap! Let that be the last time, Margaret.
Is that just once more? I don't mean now, but when my hair is really up. If I should ever have a Margaret of my own, come and see me, Dad, in my white bed, and say, snap, and I'll have the biscuit ready.
Righto.
Dad, if I ever should marry, not that I will, but if I should, at the marriage ceremony, will you let me be the one who says, I do?
I suppose I deserve this.
You think I'm pretty, don't you, Dad? Whatever other people say.
Not so bad.
I know I have nice ears.
Yes, well, they're all right now. I've had to work on them for months.
You don't mean to say that you did my ears?
Rather.
My dimple is my own.
I'm glad you think so. I wore out the point of my little finger over that dimple.
Even my dimple. Have I anything that's really mine? A bit of my nose or anything?
When you were a babe, you had a laugh that was all your own.
Haven't I it now?
It's gone now. I'll tell you how it went. We were fishing. That is to say, I was wading in the stream and you were on my shoulders holding the rod. We didn't catch anything. And somehow or another, I can't think how I did it, but you irritated me and I answered you sharply.
I can't believe that.
I know it sounds extraordinary, but it's true. For a moment, the world no longer seemed a safe place to you. Your faith in me made it safe until then. Suddenly, you were no longer even sure of your bread and butter. And a frightened tear came to your eye. I was in a nice state about it, I can tell you.
Silly. But what has that to do with my laugh, Daddy?
The laugh that children have when they are born lasts only so long as they have perfect faith. Think that it was I who robbed you of yours.
Don't, dear. I'm sure the laugh just went off with the tear to comfort it, and they have been playing about that stream ever since. They have quite forgotten us, so why should we remember them? Cheeky little beasts. Shall I tell you my farthest back recollection? I remember the first time I saw the stars. I had never seen night, and then I saw it and the stars together. Oh, crack in my eye, Tommy. It isn't everyone who can boast of such a lovely, lovely recollection for their earliest, is it?
I was determined your earliest should be a good one.
You don't mean to say you planned it?
Rather, most people's earliest recollection is some trivial thing. How they cut their finger, or lost a piece of string. I was resolved my Margaret should be something bigger. I was poor, but I could give her the stars.
Oh, how you love me, Daddy Kings.
Oh, yes, I do, rather. Oh.
Good evening.
Evening, Missy. Evening, mister.
Lost anything?
Sometimes when the tourists have had their sandwiches, there are little bits left over, and they stuff them between the roots of trees just to keep the place tidy. I'm looking for bits.
You don't mean to tell me you're as hungry as that.
Try me.
Daddy, that was my last biscuit.
You must think of something else.
Yes. Wait a bit. We are sure to think of something. Daddy, think of something.
Your father doesn't like you to touch the likes of me.
Yes, he does. And if he didn't, I'd do it all the same. This is a bit of myself, Daddy.
That is all you know.
You needn't be angry with her, mister. I'm all right.
I'm not angry with her. I'm very sorry for you.
If I had my rights, I'd be just as good as you, and better.
I dare say.
I've had manservants, and a motor car.
Margaret and I never rose to that.
I have been in a taxi several times, and Dad often gets telegrams.
Margaret.
Sorry I boasted.
That's nothing. I have a townhouse. At least I had. At any rate, he said there was a townhouse.
Fancy his not knowing for certain.
The Honourable Mrs. Finch Fallow.
It's a lovely name.
Person.
Don't you like him?
We won't get into that. I have nothing to do with your past, but I wish we had some food to offer you.
Do you haven't a flask?
No, I don't take anything myself, but let me see here.
I know. You said we had £5. Would you like £5?
Darling, don't be stupid. We still haven't paid our bill at the inn.
All right, I never asked you for anything.
Don't take me up in that way. I've had my ups and downs myself. Here it is. 10 bob. And what?
And I have £0.50. It is quite easy for us. Dad will be getting another £5 any day. Oh, you can't think how exciting it is when the £5 comes in. We dance, and then we run out and buy chops.
Margaret.
It's kind of you. I'm richer this minute than I have been for many a day.
It's nothing. I'm sure you would do the same for us.
I wish I was as sure.
Of course you would. Glad to be of any help. Get some victuals in you as quickly as you can. Best of wishes, ma'am, and may your luck change.
Same to you. And may yours go on.
Good night.
What's her name, mister?
Margaret.
Margaret. You drew something good out the lucky bag when you got her, sir.
Yes.
Take care of her. They're easily lost.
Poor soul. I expect she's had a rough time of it. And some man is to blame for it. Partially, at any rate. That woman rather affects me, Margaret. Didn't you like her husky voice? I say, Margaret, we, lucky ones, let's swear to always be kind to those who are down on their luck. And then, when we are kind, let us be a little kinder.
Yes, let's.
Yes. Margaret, always feel sorry for the failures. Those who are always failures, especially in my sort of work. Wouldn't it be lovely to turn them in the 39th year of failure into glittering success?
Topping.
Topping.
Oh, topping. How could we do it, Dad?
Ah, by letter. To poor old Tom Brokenheart, top attic, Garrett Chambers, SE. Dear Sir, His Majesty has been graciously pleased to purchase your superb picture of Marlowe Ferry.
P.S. I am sending the money in a sack, so as you can hear it cheap.
What could we do for our friend who's past us now? I can't get her out of my head.
You've made me forget her. Dad, I didn't like it.
Like what, dear?
I didn't like her saying that about you're losing me.
I shan't lose you.
It would be hard for me if you lost me, but it would be worse for you. I don't know how I know that, but I do know it. What would you do without me?
Don't talk like that, dear. It's wicked and stupid and naughty and somehow that poor woman, I won't paint any more tonight.
Let's get out of the wood.
You loved it a moment ago. Hello. I hadn't noticed there was a house there.
Daddy, I feel sure there wasn't a house there.
No, Goose. Just that we didn't look. Our old way of letting the world go hang, so interested in ourselves. Now I see what we ought to do.
Let's get out of the wood.
Yes, but my idea first. It is to go to this house and get food from them for the husband.
She's too far away now.
I can overtake her.
Don't go into that house, Daddy. I don't know why it is, but I'm afraid of that house.
There is a kiss for each moment until I come back. Oh, naughty, go stand in the corner. Oh, who has a nasty temper? I shall be back before you can count to 100.
Eddie, come back. I don't want to be a might have been.
One moment, Jack. Let me find the light. Oh, a pretty little room. I wonder who's the owner.
It doesn't matter. The important thing is we've escaped Joanna.
Look, a man.
He's asleep.
Do you know him?
No. Hello, sir. Hi.
Darling, how extraordinary.
After all, Precious, have we any right to wake a stranger just to tell him that we're runaways hiding in his house?
Well, I think he should expect it of us.
Sorry, old chap. Well, there's no waking him.
Well, at any rate, we've done the civil thing.
He's not charming, do you think?
Now, shake him again.
It's all right.
We've done the civil thing.
There have evidently been people here, but they haven't drunk their coffee. Ugh, it's as cold as a deserted egg in a bird's nest. Jack, you're a clever detective. You could construct these people from their neglected coffee cups. I wonder who they are and what spirited them away.
Well, perhaps they've just gone to bed. Or we did knock them up.
I think not, dear. Of course, we have run away, meaning to...
Oh, irrevocably. Mabel, if the dog-like devotion of a lifetime could... Like I say, he's not showing you.
Shake him again.
It's fine. Okay. Anyway, if the dog-like devotion of a lifetime could...
Do you hear someone in the garden? Oh!
You know what, Mabel? I must say this is a little bit too much, Joanna.
So, sweet husband, your soul is still walking alone, is it?
How can you sneak about this way, Joanna? Have you no pride?
Please address me as Mrs. Purdy, madam. Who's this?
Oh, we don't know. There's no waking yet, but you can try if you like.
Well, you were saying something about the devotion of a lifetime. Please go on.
Well, I don't like to before you, Joanna.
Don't mind me.
Well, she'd certainly like to.
And I shall be proud to hear it.
Right, well... Can you put your hands over your ears or something?
No, sir.
Fine, Joanna. Surely a wife's natural delicacy.
Right, well, as you take in that spirit, Joanna, I shall continue with a clear conscience. Mabel, if the dog-like devotion of a lifetime could...
Did he move? Or?
No, it's not that. It's strange. Just had the strangest feeling. Could one of you just tap me on the forehead?
I think I've been in this room before.
Something's coming rushing back to me.
I seem to know this coffee set. If I do, the milk jug is chipped. And it is.
I don't know this man's name, but I'm certain that it begins with L.
Lob.
Lob?
Lob.
God, Mabel, your outfit.
How on earth?
My dress. And you were in rags in the woods.
Yes, as I am now, but... God, well, where did I change? The wood? Well, I mean, surely, yes, the wood, but the wood wasn't the wood.
God, my head is going round.
I remember it all. We were here and we did go.
Yes, but how could we? When did we?
And who was?
And what was...
All right, look, don't let go. Okay, hold on to whatever we were doing, or we shall lose grip of ourselves. Devotion. Something about devotion. If the dog-like devotion of a lifetime could... Which one of you was I saying that to?
Me.
Are you sure?
I'm not quite sure.
Joanna, what do you think? Which one of you is my wife?
I am. No. God, no, I'm not. Because Mabel is your wife.
Me?
Why, of course you are, Mabel.
I believe I am.
But how could that be? I mean, I was running away with you.
Well, you don't have to do that now.
All right, the wood. Hold on to the wood. The wood's what explains it. Yes, right, I see it all now. You infernal rascal! Right, just... nobody speak for a moment. Okay, think first. Love. Hold on to... love. I say... You know, I believe I'm not a deeply passionate chap after all. I'm just a philanderer.
It is what you are.
Well, Mabel, what about ourselves?
Just a philanderer! God, if people don't change, then aren't we all to just begin again?
I dare say, but not with each other. I may philander again, but not with you.
John Purdy. John Purdy. God, the fine fellow I used to think you. Well, the woods taught me one thing at any rate.
What, Jack?
That it isn't accident that shapes our lives.
No, it's fate.
No, it's not fate, Joanna. Fate is something outside of ourselves. What really plays the Dickens with us is something within us, something that makes us go on doing the same sort of foolish things over and over again, no matter how many chances we get.
Something in ourselves.
Well, can't we just cut out the beastly thing?
Well, depends, I suppose, on how long we've pampered him. We can control him if we try hard enough, but for the moment, I have an abominably clear perception that the likes of myself never really try. Forgive me, Joanna, both of you. It isn't pleasant to discover that one is a rotter, but I suppose I'll get used to it.
I could forgive anybody anything tonight, but Jack, it is lovely not to be married to you.
I can understand that. I do feel small.
Well, you'll soon, swell up again.
Yes, I dare say that's the atrocious thing. But at any rate, I'm a rag at your feet, Joanna. No, at yours, Mabel. Are you going to pick me up?
Well, I'm not sure if I want to. For starters, which of us is your lonely soul in search of?
Which of us is the fluid or the fluider one?
Are you and I the one? Or are you and she the one? Or three of us the two?
He wants you to whisper in his ear, Mabel, the entrancing poem, Mabel Purdy. Do it now, Jack, because there's nothing wrong with it.
All right, rub it in.
When I meet Joanna's successor...
No, Mabel, all right, there'll be no more of that, okay? I swear by all that's...
God, you're off again!
Lord, so I am.
Don't, Joanna.
No, she's right. I feel there's something in me that will make me go on being the same sort of arse, no matter how many chances I get. Something rotten in my core. I mean, Shakespeare said it best, right? The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves. For we're underlings.
For Dear Brutus, are we to read Dear Audience, I suppose?
You have it.
Meaning that we have the power to shape our lives.
Well, we have the power, right enough.
Well, isn't that rather splendid?
Well, depends. For those who have the grit in them, yes, but those are not the dismal chappies, but the ones with the thin, bright faces. Forgive me, Mabel, I fear there's not much fight left in me yet, but if you catch me at it again, have the decency to whisper to me in passing, lots of wood. I think I shall be cured for the time being.
Perhaps I shall, as long as I care to bother you. Depends on you how long that will be.
Well, I feel that there is hope in this as well as warning. Perhaps the wood will have proven to have been useful after all. God, you know, we are not people worth feeling sorrowful about, so let's laugh. Yeah? Gosh, we've forgotten the others. I wonder what is happening to them.
Yes, I wonder if they've got.
I didn't see any of them in the wood. Well, perhaps we did, and we didn't know them. We didn't know Lob.
That's true.
Well, won't it be delicious to be here and watch them when they come back and wake up, or whatever it was that we did?
Yes, but I mean, what was it we did? I think someone tapped them on the forehead.
How do we know they will come back?
We don't. Oh, how awful.
Listen.
I just think we hear someone on the stairs.
Oh, it will be matey.
So you're back at last. Nice house, I must say. Where's Cody?
Cody? Or did he go out as well?
I suppose so. I have been down several times to look for him.
Cody too?
I wonder. How awful.
What's awful, Joanna?
Nothing. No, nothing. I was just wondering what he's doing.
Doing? What should he be doing? Did anything odd happen to you in the woods?
No. No. No, we just strolled around and came back. Yes. Oh, have you noticed him?
Yes, he's been like that all the time. Sort of stupor, I think, and sometimes the strangest grin comes over his face.
Grin?
Just as if he was seeing amusing things in his sleep.
Well, I dare say he is. Oughtn't we to get Matey to him?
Matey's gone too.
What?
To all events, he's not in the house.
Matey. Ooh, I wonder who is with him.
Must somebody be with him?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, I hope it's Cody.
I hope not.
Why, Mrs. Purdy?
Dear Mrs. Code, whoever he is and whatever he does, I beg you not to be surprised. We feel that though we had no unusual experiences in the wood, others may not be so fortunate.
And be cautious, you dear, what you say to them before they come to.
Come to. You puzzle me. Cody didn't have his muffler.
It is matey.
Oh, do come in, come in.
Oh, yes, excuse me, ladies and gents. May I ask who's the host?
A very reasonable request. Fourth on the left.
Merely to ask you, sir, if you can direct me to my hotel. Hello? The gentleman appears to be reposing.
It is Log.
What is love, ma'am?
Surely you haven't forgotten.
Anything we can do for you, sir? Just give it a name.
I hope you are not alone. Do you say you have a lady friend with you?
My wife is with me.
His wife? Oh, you have been quick.
I didn't know you were married.
And why should you, madam? You talk as if you know me.
Good gracious, you really think I don't?
Take a seat, sir, won't you? Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you, but I mean
Oh,
my
yes.
wife.
Yes, go bring her in. We are simply dying to make her acquaintance.
You are very good. I am much obliged.
Who can she be? What an extraordinary word. Doesn't seem to know who he is at all.
Well, whoever the little wife is, I hope she is fond of butlers.
It is Lady Caroline.
Gosh, enjoy it. You're so certain that she couldn't take the wrong turning.
May I introduce my wife? Lady Caroline Matey!
How do you do, Lady Caroline?
Your, servant, Lady Caroline.
Lady Caroline Matey. You.
Charmed, I'm sure. Very pleased to meet any wife of Mr. Matey.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, allow me. The, Duchess of Candelabra, the ladies, Helena and Matilda Menard, and I, of course, am the Lord Chancellor.
I've waited so long to make your acquaintance.
Charmed. Well, these informal meetings are so delightful.
Yes, indeed.
And your friend by the fire.
Oh, I shall introduce you to him as soon as you wake up. I mean, as soon as he wakes up.
Well, perhaps I ought to have said that I am Matey. James Matey.
The James Matey.
A name not perhaps unheard of in the world of finance.
Finance? I see you did take that clerkship in the city.
I started out as a clerk in the city, certainly, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Oh, fancy that. Did it save you?
Save me, madam.
Oh, excuse me, we ask odd questions in this house. We only mean, did it keep you honest? Or are you still a pilferer?
Oh, husband mine, what does she mean?
Oh, well, no offence. I mean pilferer on a large scale.
If you are talking about that Labrador business, or the Working Woman's Bank,
Gossip.
Yes, that's what I meant.
there was nothing proved.
Gosh, Mabel, Jack, here is another one like us. You have gone just the same way again, my friend. You see, there is more in it than taking the wrong turning, because you would always take the wrong turning.
If you're casting any aspersion on my husband, allow me to say, there was no prouder wife today than I.
My dear, do be careful.
But, Lady Caroline, I thought you shrank from all blood that's not blue.
You thought? Why should you think about me? I assure you, I adore my Jim. Whatever are you doing, Jim?
I can't explain it, Caroline, but somehow I feel at home with these in my hands.
Caroline. Look at you well. Don't you remember me?
I don't remember you, but I seem to associate you with hard-boiled eggs.
Yes, quite. Hold on to hard-boiled eggs. She used to tip you especially to see them. Yes, that was the pocket.
Tip?
Tip?
Yes, jolly word, isn't it?
It seems to set me thinking.
Why is my cigarette pouch in here?
You are living here, you know.
Yes, that is what a person thinks. But when did I come? And it's odd. One feels one must say. When did one go?
She's coming too with a wash.
Mr. Purdy!
Oh, it is Mrs. Code!
The governor!
My clothes!
What is it, an evening dress?
You will understand clearly in a minute, Caroline. See, you didn't really take that clerkship in the city, Jim. You went into domestic service, but in the essentials, you haven't altered.
I'll have my shaving water at 7:30 sharp, Maisie.
Very good, sir.
Sir, Midsummer Eve. Oh, the woods!
Yes, hold on to the wood.
You are. Oh, you're Lady Caroline Lady.
Oh, and it is Matey, the butler.
Though, you know, you seemed rather fond of him, Lady Caroline.
We won't tell.
Yes, Caroline Matey.
And I seem to like it. And how home.
It's rather difficult to see what we should do next.
Perhaps if I were to go downstairs.
Yes, well, it would be conferring a personal favour onto all of us.
It is all that wench is doing. Lob.
Cody.
Cody. Why is he so happy?
Dear, hold my hand.
Won't you know me?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Code. It didn't so much matter for the likes of us, but for your sake, I do wish Cody hadn't gone out.
We that have been happily married this 30 years.
May I intrude? My name is Code. The fact is, I was playing about in the wood on a whistle and I saw your light.
Playing about in the wood with a whistle.
Why not, madam?
Madam. Don't you know me?
I don't know you. But I wish I did.
Why?
If I may say, you have a very soft, lovable face.
Who was with you playing whistles in the wood?
No one was with me.
No lady.
Certainly not. I'm a bachelor.
Oh, don't give way to it. It might be much worse.
And you're sure you've never spoken to me before?
Not to my knowledge. Never. Except in dreams.
Oh, and what did you say to her in these dreams?
I said, my dear. Odd.
Darling man.
How could you say such things to an old woman?
Old? Didn't think he was old, no. No. Young, with the morning dew on your face. Coming across the lawn in a black and green dress and carrying such a pretty parasol.
That was how we first met him. He used to love me in black and green, but it was a pretty parasol. Look, I'm old, so it can't be the same woman.
Old? Yes, I suppose so, but it's the same soft, lovable face and the same warm, beaming smile that the children warm their hands at.
He always liked my smile.
So do we all. Emma,
He hasn't forgotten my name.
it is sad that we didn't meet long ago. I feel I've been waiting for you. But I suppose we met too late. You couldn't overlook my being an old fellow, could you, eh?
Oh, how lovely. He is going to propose to her again. Cody, you lucky thing. He's wanting the same soft face after, well, 30 years.
Mustn't be too sure, but I think that is it. What is it exactly that you want, Mr. Code?
I want to have the right to hold a parasol over you. Won't you be my wife, my dear, and give my long dream of you a happy ending?
Kisses are not called for at our age, Cody. But here's a muffler for your old neck.
My muffler? I've missed it. What? Oh. How is this? Oh, he's coming too. Lob! Oh, bless me, Cody. I went into that wood.
And without your muffler, you that are so subject to chills. What are you feeling for on your pocket?
A whistle. I had a whistle. Gone. Of course it is. About her being saying awful things to you.
No, of course not. You've chosen her again. It's a compliment to our whole sex. And you had a second chance.
Of course it is. But I see I've the same nice old lazy Cody as before. And I thought that if I had a second chance I could do things. I've often said to you, Cody, that it was owing to my being cursed with a competency that I didn't write my great book, but no competency this time and I haven't written a word. I don't make you feel alone in this house.
You seem to have been quite happy as an old bachelor.
I am surprised in myself, Emma, but I fear that I was.
I wonder if what it means is that you don't actually need me. It means that you're just the sort of amiable creature that would be happy anywhere and anyhow.
Oh dear, can it be as bad as that?
Gosh, certainly not. It is a romance, and I won't have it looked upon as anything else. Thank you, Joanna. You will try not to miss that whistle too much, Mr. Code.
You are all I need.
Oh, yes, but I'm not so sure as I used to be that it's a great compliment. Cody, behave.
It's Mrs. Dove. And she's alone. God, who'd have expected that of her?
Well, she's a wild one, Jack, but
Yeah.
sometimes I thought rather a dear. I do hope she's gotten off cheaply.
Pleased to see you, stranger.
Oh, I was afraid such an unceremonious entry might startle you. I usually enter a house via the front door.
Oh, I have heard that is the swagger way.
So stupid. I lost myself in the woods and
Of course you did, but don't mind that. Just tell us your name.
Yes, your name?
oh, I am the Honourable Mrs. Finch Fellow.
Oh, of course, of course.
Oh, are we to see the Honourable Mr. Finchfellow bob up shortly then?
No, I'm not sure where he is.
Maybe the dear clever police?
No, they don't. It's so awkward. I gave my sandwiches to this poor girl and her father in the wood, and now, such a nuisance, I am quite hungry. May I?
Poor soul.
We are quite anxious to know if you saw our friend in the wood, a Mr. Durr. Do you know him?
Duff? I don't know any Duff.
What? I would.
He is a front door sort of man. He knocks and wings, you know?
Don't frighten her.
I meet so many. I go to a great deal, you see. I have visiting cards, printed ones.
Oh, distinguished. He may have painted your portrait. He is an artist.
Very likely. They all want to paint me. I dare say that is the man to whom I gave my sandwiches in the woods.
I thought you said he had a daughter.
Such a pretty girl. I give her £half.
A daughter? Well, then that can't be Dirth.
I wouldn't be so sure. Was the man you speak of a sort of shot fallen, gone to seed sort of character?
No, I thought him such a jolly attractive man.
Dirth jolly? Attractive? Oh no. Did he say anything about a wife?
Yes, do try to remember if he mentioned her.
No, he didn't.
It was far from jolly in her time.
Perhaps that was the lady's fault.
Dirth's voice, see? It sounds quite merry.
Alice, you poor thing.
Well, this is going to be horrible.
Oh, sorry to bounce in on you, but I have an excuse. You see, I'm an artist, and
I must say, Mr. Duff, I'm delighted to see you looking so well. It's like a new man, isn't he?
I'm certainly very well if you care to know, but did I tell you my name?
No, you didn't. But we have an instinct in this house.
Ah, well, it doesn't matter. Here's the situation. My daughter and I just met in the wood, a woman famishing for want of food. We were happy as grigs ourselves, and sight of her distress rather cut us up. Can you give me something for her? Why are you looking so startled? Oh, I have this. I feel I can't be mistaken. It was you I met in the wood. Have you been playing some sort of trick on me? It was for her that I wanted the food.
Have you come to take back the money you gave me?
Your clothes. You were nearly in rags when I saw you outside.
I don't understand. What?
I dare say, Dirth, that you too would dress differently in the woods.
What?
Where am I? I seem to know you.
Do I? Yes, you do. Hold my hand and sticky. You'll soon remember all about it.
I am afraid, Mr. Duff, that this is much harder for you than it is for the rest of us.
I wish I could help, but I can't. I'm a rotter.
We're awfully sorry. Don't you remember? Midsummer's Eve?
Midsummer's Eve. This room. Someone was looking for something. You. Was it you? The tree of knowledge, wasn't it? And someone wanted me to go too. Is that a lady, I think? I was doing something. What was I doing? I was smoking a cigar. I laid it down there. Who was that lady?
Something about a second chance.
Yes, poor dear. You thought you'd make so much of it.
The lady didn't like me. She had good reasons too, but what were they?
A little old man. He did it. What did he do?
It's coming back to me. I'm not the man I thought myself.
I'm not Mrs. Finchfellow. Who am I?
You were that lady.
It is you. My husband.
My dear, you're far better off so far as I can see than if you were Mrs. Finchfellow.
Yes, indeed. He isn't.
Alice, I didn't know you when I was in the wood with Margaret. Margaret. Oh my God.
I wish.
You old rascal!
No. I'm rather fond of our lonely, friendly little host. I thank thee for that hour long.
His hand was shaking again, and the watery eyes come back.
And they were both quite nice people.
Well, if she were not such a savage.
You know, I dare say there's nothing the matter with her, except that she would go on choosing the wrong man. Good man or bad man, but the wrong man for her.
We can't change.
Well, Jack says the brave ones can.
The ones with the thin, bright faces.
Then there's hope for you and me, Jack.
I doubt it.
Oughtn't we get to bed? It must be getting late.
Hold on to bed.
Breakfast is quite ready.
The clock has stopped.
Does it well, perhaps?
There's a smell of coffee.
Come on, Cody. I do hope not be tiring that foot.
I shall give it a good rest tomorrow.
I have given your eggs a full 6 minutes, Mum.
Oh, my eggs! Strange experiment, matey. Does it ever have any permanent effect?
As far as I'm aware, not often, miss, but I believe every once in a while. He could tell you.
Awesome.
show. And on Monday, so tomorrow, we have our final at the end of the term, which is occupational hazards. Online tickets for those are still available. I don't know about any in-person ones, so do come along if you want to. Have a lovely evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.